Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, today let us talk about a beautiful poem which I came across a few months back, and now it is also a part of our curriculum. Now, the name of the poem is The Character of a Happy Life by Sir Henry Wotton. Now, Sir Henry Wotton was a Renaissance man. He was a bureaucrat, a poet, and also an art connoisseur. Now, this poem is quite apt to today's world when everyone is hankering after money and power, and peace is elusive to the modern man. At this point in time, discussing this poem is of paramount importance. It kind of holds us back to the main ethics or principles of life, the simple joys of life, the simple principles of life which make us happy. So let us go through this wonderful poem. Now, a little bit about Sir Henry Wotton. The Sir Henry Wotton was a Renaissance man, as I just told you, known for his diverse talent as a diplomat, scholar, and a poet. Now, he also served as an English ambassador to Venice and is remembered for his elegant writing and diplomatic skills. Now, he was also great friends with very famous poets like John Milton, and he's famously known for this particular poem, which we are going to discuss today, that is The Character of a Happy Life. Now, going ahead, now this is the wonderful poem that you can see over here, The Character of a Happy Life. I'll read this poem out to you right now. How happy is he born and taught that serveth not another's will, whose armor is his honest thought, and simple truth his utmost skill, whose passions not his masters are, whose soul is still prepared for death, untied unto the world by care of public fame or private breath, who envies none that chance doth raise, nor wise who never understood how deepest wounds are given by praise, nor rules of state but rules of good, who hath his life from rumours freed, whose conscience is strong retreat, whose state can neither flatters feed, nor ruin make oppressors great, who God doth late and early pray, more of his grace than gifts to lend, and sustains the harmless day with a religious book or a friend. So this is the wonderful poem known as The Character of a Happy Life. Going ahead, let us talk a little bit about what is this character of a happy life. Now, this poem is actually a quest for a happy life, where the poet actually paves a path for the human being to walk on so that they get, a peaceful and a happy life, which is kind of, unfettered by any kind of ills of the world. You know, human being are many a times they get drawn towards dishonesty, they get drawn towards lust, they get drawn towards greed, avarice. If we cut all these shackles that is binding us together, then we can really get a very happy and a peaceful life. Now, it also describes, what it takes for a person to live well. For this, the speaker being happy means independent, accountable only to himself and to God. Those who get too invested in other people's opinion end up squabbling for power and getting hurt by the ups and downs of fortune. But those who practice truthfulness, humility, piety, and self reliance earn a steady and a happy life. The poem takes the reader through the different attributes of a good and beneficial life. The speaker also addresses the things that one should avoid if they are seeking to maintain happiness beyond the immediate. Some of the things to avoid include servitude, passion, and flatterers. Now, in the end, it is only God and one's own self that is needed purely, that is needed to live purely and blissfully. Moving on. Now, these are the characters of a happy life that he talks about: contentment, balance, moderation, and inner peace. Now, in today's era, so much is happening around the world, around us, that we get easily distracted. Well, I have a small car, my neighbor has a bigger car, so I want a bigger car. Now, I have a small house, I have a 2 BHK today, my neighbor has a 4 BHK, so I want that. Now, this is what is distracting us, and even though we have so much in life, we are not content with ourselves, right? We get distracted. We get, we lead a painful life. We don't live a life of gratitude. We don't lead a life which is full of blessings. Even though we have a lot of blessings with us, we tend to ignore that, right? So balance and moderation is important for inner peace. You look into yourself, okay? You see what you have with you, how much you can, what all things you can do better in your life with the things that you have with you. Those are the things that the writer also talks about. Now we should be simple. He also talks about the power of simplicity, moderation, contentment. Life should be simple. It should be, we should be contented with whatever we have in life, not really aim for very good or very, bigger things in life. Now, if I talk about the first stanza of the poem, how happy is he born and taught that serveth not another's will, whose armor is his honest thought, and simple truth his utmost skill. The meaning of these lines are, you know, it accentuates the notion of individual liberty and autonomy. It underscores that genuine felicity resides in the ability to live an existence liberated from external constraints. The stanza suggests that an individual who is not beholden to the will of others is indeed fortunate and content. So we should not much think about what other people, think about us. We should not envy others. We should not have that vice in us. These are important things that we should remember always, right? Now, how deepest uns are given by praise, not rules of state, but rules of good. Now, these lines in the second stanza are very important. Now, these deepest uns are metaphorically referred to the negative consequences or the emotional hurt that can be inflicted upon an individual through excessive praise or flattery. Now, this is what is important because we get too much swayed away by what other people, think about us, right? Now, then again, if someone praises us, flatters us, we get flattered. Who doesn't like praise? But you should not get swayed away by that praise that someone is showering on you. Maybe that person might be having some vested interest. There's a reason that the person is trying to, praise you. So do not get, remain unfazed by deep sorrow or deep praise or extreme happiness. Try to make a balance. In Indian language, we have a word known as sthita pragya. Try to be sthita pragya, unfazed by any of these things in life. Try to have that balance in the life. That is important. Now, he also talks about how you can reject materialism. Like, Wharton says that you should not have that avarice or greed for wealth or power or, or vanity. It is important for us to keep our mind on track. Now, what is this value of contemplation that he talks about? Wharton promotes a quiet, contemplative lifestyle filled with reflection and inner peace and quietude and inner harmony. That is very, very important. Try to, a lot of time, try to introspect, see your acts are good or not, see whether how much you can improve your own self rather than, seeing rather than comparing yourself to your friends, to your fellow mates, right? We should be influenced by them, but we should not be too much, completely into their life and start comparing our life with them. That is important. That is very, very important. Now, before we talk about the timeless message, I will read out some of the important lines, and we'll also, know the meaning of what these lines mean, what the writer want to say. Coming to the last lines, this man is freed from servile bands of hope to rise or fear to fall, lord of himself, though not of lands, and having nothing, yet hath all. Very powerful and beautiful lines. Now, this stanza actually encapsulates the essence of the person described in the poem. It signifies liberation from the chains of servitude, both literal and metaphorical. Now, a person who is liberated from any kind of bonds, both physical and psychological, any kind of constraints, and they are no longer subservient to others. This line this particular feeling can give you the highest of freedom, both mentally and also spiritually. This line also suggests that a person is not driven by the desire of constant advancement or the fear of failure. They are unaffected by the typical ambitions and anxieties that often accompany societal expectations of success. Instead, they found peace and fulfillment within themselves, independent of the external circumstances. Now, how beautiful lines are these! Lord of himself, though not lord of lands. It is believed that if you can conquer your own self, you are the king of the world. King of the world means you are the king of yourself. You don't easily get affected by any comments. You don't get easily affected by any kind of, any kind of, if I would say, criticism, right? So you have the whole control of your emotions on you. That is very, very important. You have to have that equanimity of mind in the midst of a tumultuous situation. That equanimity of mind, that gives the strength of character to you, and that is what he's speaking about in this particular line. Lord of himself, though not lord of lands. Here the phrase highlights the person's inner strength and sovereignty. They have gained mastery over their own thoughts, emotions, and actions, evoking a sense of self-control and independence. Now, this person actually truly recognizes that true wealth lies in their inner state of being. Now, we can be truly happy and full of, and find a life full of joys, joys and felicity and wholeness if we try to concentrate on the good things in life rather than on the ills of the life. This is the message that he's, trying to give in this particular poem. Do read this poem in your free time. Try to contemplate. Try to see what is the meaning, what is the real meaning of life. The real meaning of life is not money. It's not, passion. It's not going after wealth or going after, these, I could say, temporal things in life. Rather than have peace with yourself. Be happy, spread joy, and see how by spreading joy you also get your inner peace. With this, um, I end this video over here. Let's wait for the next. Please wait for the next video. Thank you, and please do read this poem. Hope you enjoy it.